Today on Santa Monica Update.
The Sustainable Quality Awards celebrate 18 years and more than 100 awards. Stay tuned, we'll take you inside the event and introduce you to the honorees.
Coming up, it's the 7th annual Santa Monica Airport Art Walk.
Rubber tires, they're used every day all around the world on cars, buses, and even shopping carts. And when they need to be replaced, the old ones are tossed to a landfill. But the city of Santa Monica has other plans for these old tires.
We have those stories and more news from the city of Santa Monica. I'm Tamara Henry.
Santa Monica Update, your source for local news in Santa Monica. Santa Monica Update starts now.
Santa Monica is filled with creative business people. There are writers, artists, actors, musicians, people who make their living with their wits. Yet they are business people. The Santa Monica Municipal Code requires businesses operating within the city, including independent contractors and those working out of their homes, to obtain a business license and pay the business license tax. Business taxes support police and fire protection, sidewalks, parking, streets, parks, and beaches. And now, in an effort to bring these and other types of businesses into compliance with the city law, the Finance Department is offering a business license amnesty program. The amnesty period runs from April 8th through May 24th. It authorizes a 90% reduction in penalties for businesses that have never applied for a business license. After the amnesty ends, the Finance Department will begin looking for unlicensed businesses by working in conjunction with the California State Franchise Tax Board. So here's a word to the wise business people. Save yourself 90% and get your city business license now. All the info you need is at smgov.net/BLTcomply. Back in 1995, the city, the Chamber of Commerce, and Sustainable Works developed the Sustainable Quality Awards to recognize local area businesses that successfully incorporate green practices into their day-to-day operations. Fast forward 18 years, and the event has honored more than 100 local businesses and agencies whose eco-efforts strengthen Santa Monica's position as a leader in the sustainability movement. Reporter Ned Rolsma has more from the 2013 SQAs.
The SQAs are back, and they're handing out the hardware to thriving local businesses and organizations who walk the walk when it comes to environmental stewardship, economic development, and social responsibility. A novel idea, perhaps, back when the awards first started, but now it's a part of the city's fabric and fast becoming its trademark.
As you know, 18 years ago, sustainability and really having a consciousness, whether it's about your food or your sustainable practices with your business, was a new idea. And many people really didn't know how to do it. They didn't know where to get sustainable products, and they really didn't have mentors who are leading the way. 18 years later, you have unbelievable products. You have different types of programs like Sustainable Works that really shows a business how to do it right. And then, of course, you have these 18 years of 100 winners who show everyone, I did it. If I can do it, you can do it too.
This year's awards honored 3 grand prize winners. Yogi Toes, a creative company that makes yoga towels, mats, and accessories out of recycled or repurposed materials like bottles, rubber, and even rice husk. And Sustainable Works called their LEED certified experience lab and headquarters the greenest office on Main Street. Catherine On's Teatro and On Catering offer eco-chic dining, a retail market, and catering services. It's old-school Vietnamese flavor with new-school California flair, and it's all locally grown and produced, and most of it sold right here at Santa Monica's famous farmers markets.
The woman in my family has been in the business for 3 generations, in the restaurant business, so I knew when I opened up my concept, I wanted it to be green and as sustainable as possible. And then also when it came to designing my menu, I really wanted to choose as much as possible local farmers and local produce to incorporate that in the menu. I mean, I think my chef really enjoyed going to the Santa Monica Farmers Markets on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Even what we have today is like the typical Vietnamese spring roll, but we actually went to the farmers market and used kale, Swiss chard, and made a a really nice Vietnamese spring roll with what we find locally here in Santa Monica, and topped it off with a really nice spicy peanut sauce. So it has that California twist with a bit of Mama's Vietnamese ingredients.
And last but not least, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, who introduced the world to the Santa Monica we locals already know and love. They're a founding partner of the Green Business Certification Program, and they encourage local hospitality groups to follow their lead with green policies like energy efficiency, natural lighting, and walking and biking whenever possible. The SQA's also honored actor, activist, and green guru Ed Begley Jr. Talk about walking the walk. Ed's been going green with solar, wind, electric cars, you name it, for 20-some years.
You know, I learned all this stuff really from my dad, who was a conservative Republican, and I am not, but he turned off the lights and turned off the water. We saved string and saved tin foil. He lived through the Great Depression. He was the son of Irish immigrants. That's the way you lived. You did not waste. It was crazy. So now we all have to do that. We have to live simply so that others can simply live. But Santa Monica is the most sustainable city in North America. I really am a big fan of what you've been doing here. Years ago, they've been doing stuff before anybody thought to do it. To have the wonderful pedestrian-friendly, 3rd Street Promenade, they get people out of their cars, electric buses, all those things that you guys did, electric vehicle charging, solar electric charging. You guys were the first. That's why I love coming back here to say thank you and keep it up, because you're doing very well.
Congratulations to all of this year's SQA honorees. Keep up the green work. For Santa Monica Update, I'm Ned Rolsma.
If you're a Santa Monica business owner and would like to be considered for next year's Sustainable Quality Awards, visit smsqa.com for more details. In the meantime, if you're committed to sustainability and want tips on how to make your business more eco-friendly, visit sustainablesm.org and check out the city's green business programs. Used tires make great tire swings, but what else can you do with these large pieces of rubber? Well, the City of Santa Monica and its Resource Recovery and Recycling Department believes that tossing them into landfills is a complete waste, literally. So they've decided to give these rubber tires a new life. Greg Goldner has the story.
Thanks to a grant from the state of California, the city's Resource Recovery and Recycling Department has been able to produce several great products that have made life a whole lot easier here in Santa Monica, not only for its employees, but its residents as well. We've all heard the term where the rubber meets the road. Well, what happens when the rubber is done meeting the road? We headed out early one morning with a recycling truck to see what the city created with these old tires.
The ramps are basically to make life a lot easier. They're made from the recycled tires, which is good because that keeps a lot of tires out of the landfill. And we've reformed them into ramps, which makes life easier for our workers. It provides an easy access to roll the bin over a curb or a high point. The other advantage to these ramps is that it prolongs the life of our containers, which also saves tax dollars, which prevents us from having to buy new containers as often.
Santa Monica is known for its beach, and everyone should be able to enjoy it from the start of the sand all the way down to the water's edge. But what if you're disabled and can't navigate the sand? Not to worry, the Department of Resource Recovery and Recycling has got you covered.
These slats are individual slats that were positioned here and attached to the sand, and they form a ramp. Before this was here, people with disabilities could not get to the edge of the water line, and this provides access for them. At the same time, it diverts over 4,300 tires from the landfill.
While the ramps are a great addition, something as simple as this next thing will make you think, how did we not think of that before?
These rubber bumpers have been installed here to protect the wall from the containers that are placed here once we're gone. There's quite a bit of movement that goes on during the servicing process that you can see there has been damage on the wall before these were placed. So now that these are in place, this will have a tendency to protect the wall much better from anything that could hit it, as well as the containers.
Thanks to the efforts of the City of Santa Monica and its Resource Recovery and Recycling Department, thousands and thousands of tires have been diverted from landfills. For more information on what you can do to help divert trash from landfills by recycling, check out the Resource Recovery and Recycling homepage by visiting smgov.net/departments/public works and click on the Resource Recovery tab. The 7th annual Santa Monica Airport Art Walk recently celebrated spring at the airport, and we were there to enjoy the art, workshops, and fun. One of LA County's oldest operating airfields, the Santa Monica Airport, has developed over time into an arts incubator and is home to a number of creative venues housed in converted airplane hangars. More than 60 local artists and performers have their private studios and works on view.
Some really great pieces, and we really enjoyed ourselves.
Arena One Gallery presented Decade of Dissent, Democracy in Action, featuring original protest posters that reveal the persuasive power of art to inspire ideals of democracy, calling attention to critical social movements that were shaped by principles, rights, and individual liberties expressed by the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights.
Oh, Santa Monica is really big on democracy. At one point they would call it the People's Republic of Santa Monica.
It really shows how democracy is a product of different peoples with different opinions and different demands. It's not a linear. History is not linear. Say dissent is patriotic. And what these posters are showing is that the people who made these posters were the people who were working for peace. They were working for justice. And so they wanted to make the United States, they wanted to change the direction of the United States from making a society that made war to a society that made peace and fed people and, was dealt with equal rights for human rights for all.
The social media has actually created or led to a renaissance in political poster making.
With citizen journalism, right? Everybody's their own journalist now, right? With your own audience.
With your own audience, yeah.
The Santa Monica College Ceramic Arts had its own audience as it presented a communal ceramic project with throwing as well as raku firing demonstrations throughout the day.
What are you going to make?
I don't really know. It's just kind of art.
Yeah.
Something for the entire family. And some art we found really surprised us. The juxtaposition of the inner beauty of a lethal weapon.
So now what kind of, is this colored pencils?
They're photographs.
Oh, they're photographs.
They're photographs.
It doesn't
So
look like
this is what the
photographs. It
actual
looks like
bullet
art
looks like.
more than photographs.
Yeah.
It does not, I mean, because it's so colorful and it totally, like I can imagine you coloring this with colored pencils.
Those are the actual colors of the bullets. And
Really?
Yes.
So vibrant and peachy and blue and red and everything?
Yes, they are like, just from a design
I can't believe these are
standpoint,
photographs.
they are really interesting looking.
And beautiful. I mean, look at the opulence of the circles in there. I bet there are so many homes in Santa Monica that have your artwork hanging in them.
Well, they want to,
They want to, but they can't afford it.
Art lovers are discovering a unique and creative cultural resource unexpectedly at the airport. Reporting for Santa Monica Update, I'm Tamara Henry. For more information on the artwork that you can see all year round at the airport, visit their website at smgov.net/airportartwalk. 10 years ago, the UCLA Ocean Discovery Center became Hilda Bay's Santa Monica Pier Aquarium. 500,000 visitors later, the small teaching aquarium is a community resource and field trip destination for Los Angeles area schools. If you and your family visit during public hours, you can get a finger hug from a spiny sea urchin, examine microscopic sea life, and make a sea star crown, an octopus puppet, or a pirate's hat at the Arts and Crafts Station. And on each Tuesday and Friday, staff members invite visitors to help feed the sea stars in our touch tanks. For an ocean-themed educational visit, you can't do better than the Santa Monica Pier Aquarium. For more info, including directions and parking, go to healthebay.org and click on Santa Monica Pier Aquarium. Well, that's it for this edition of Santa Monica Update. When you're outdoors, keep your eyes moving and stay alert to what's going on because the situation can change in an instant. So please be careful. I'm Tamara Henry. For all of us at City TV, thank you for watching.